Santino Fontana is landing laughs in Tootsie, the big Broadway musical inspired by the beloved 1982 film starring Dustin Hoffman. His triple threat performance as out-of-work actor Michael Dorsey turned leading lady Dorothy Michaels has earned him a 2019 Tony nomination for Best Leading Actor in a Musical. Hear about how it takes a village to get him Dorothy Michaels ready 8 times a week, the cheeky truth about where he keeps his microphones, and more on this week's Show People. Mr. Fontana, welcome back to Show People. It's good to have you.
It's good to be here. I like the new digs. I think it's very fancy.
Yeah, last time you were here, you were in a massive play called Act One.
That's right.
That was good. That was a good show.
That's right. Yes, that was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but then this time you're in a brand new smash hit, 11 Tony nominations. I can't get away from seeing you in drag everywhere I look. It's all happening. How's life?
Life is good.
Yeah.
You know, doing the show.
You got to the finish line,
which is
opening night, but now you actually have to do it.
It's never really, there's no real finish line. It never really ends.
You're the lead. I don't know if you knew this. It's all centered around you, which is why your face is everywhere.
Centered around the character of Michael Dorsey and Dorothy Michaels.
Was this a stressful experience for you to be, judged on Judgment Day as the star of a new Broadway musical like this and to be playing the lead?
Stressful? No, I mean, I think it's exciting. It's a great part. It's a great story. I think anytime we have an opportunity to tell a story about somebody learning to empathize with someone that they are not and become a better person in the process is a story I will always want to tell. And also to get to do it with such an amazing cast and family, which we really are. And I
know
love
it's a little obnoxious on social media.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're really
I know.
pushing it.
Someone came back last night, and Tony Shalhoub. Speaking of Ekman,
Tony Shalhoub.
He came back and he was like, "I feel like you and your friend, you're friends." I'm like, "We are."
So Tony Shalhoub is following you on social media.
No, he came to the show last night.
Just from watching the show.
And maybe he is as well. I don't know.
But maybe if he watched you on Instagram, it'd be a little
I
obnoxious.
don't know. I'm
a
sorry.
lot.
Should
There's a
I
lot
do
of
less
stuff.
of that?
There's a lot of no, it's
What
cute.
should I be posting, Paul?
Just
I'm serious. This? I love this. Who made this? I want this. I don't know what to post. I don't have Laura Austin's telling me anymore.
I was actually wondering how many minutes in it would take you to mention Laura Austin.
Well, there you go. It's constant.
Because you're linked.
We're also very good friends. So
actually, genuinely friends.
Yes, genuinely. And this cast, we are genuine friends. Like we really do hang out. We're making I shouldn't say this, but we're doing it. I'm not going to tell you when, but we're going to medieval times as a group.
Oh.
I think that'll be fun.
That's what you should put on Instagram. That's your answer.
I think we probably will. Not the day we're there.
I'm sure.
But
because you don't want people to come find you.
And that's happened at other things.
Okay.
That happened at Disneyland.
Where you post something and somebody comes and finds you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've learned about the time waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, exactly right.
So when you're in a cast of people that you really love and find funny and all that, I'm going to call it a musical comedy, not a comedy musical. That's marketing, but no, they're calling it a comedy musical, which means what?
It's a comedy musical.
Tootsie, so when they say Tootsie, does that mean comedy first? Why are we switching the words?
You would have to talk to the people who made that decision. I'm here to support it. I don't care what you call it.
Okay,
I just
comedy musical, comedy.
You will
musical.
Enjoy yourself. It's great to be in something that's just this flat out funny.
Right.
And the entire team helped build how do we make this as funny as possible. And there's that great quote, if you're going to tell people the truth, make them laugh or they'll kill you. And that's true. Mm-hmm. But I don't think any of us thought it was going to be as funny as it is. Mm-hmm. Or as, we've all been in those shows.
I loved this movie. This movie was a big part of my childhood.
37 years ago.
I saw it thank you for putting a number on it.
I was born that year.
Were you born?
I was in 82.
You were born the year of the movie. Okay. But it's a fantastic movie of its time.
Yes, it is.
And hilarious and great performances and great ensemble of actors in that one too. Mm-hmm. What was your first exposure to it?
Well, I knew Scott Ellis, the director, called me like 3 years ago. I was working on something I was writing with him as a director, and he called and said, I got the script, will you read it? And I was like, oh, the movie story. And he was like, kind of, we have to adapt it and blah, blah, blah. So I watched the movie then, and all I really remembered before that was that part's great. It's a great part. Yeah. And Terry Garr is hilarious.
Terry Garr
and Bill Murray.
Yeah.
I remember that, and that's been it. So I went And I've gone to the screenplay a bunch, the Larry Gelbart screenplay, because Larry Gelbart to me is
Great Larry Gelbart.
brilliant.
Theater and film and
Funny
TV.
Guy Point of the Forum.
Yeah.
I mean, MASH. All.
Yes.
I mean, the stuff.
City of Angels.
Yeah. So I went back to the screenplay, but you know the great thing about doing. I mean, Little Night Music was based on a movie. It just wasn't as popular.
Right. Well, this is the thing now. Everyone sort of rolls their eyes and says, "Oh, here we go,
Yeah.
another
Do you know how
musical
many...
based on a movie." But you're right. First of all, there's a source material for most shows.
Almost every. I would say, I mean, the vast majority of successful musicals that we all can name are adaptations.
Right.
Books, movies, plays, they're all adaptations. Because if everything is up for grabs in a musical, good luck. Right. If you don't have something that is solid, it's really hard to adapt.
Yeah. And this is one of those movie-turned-musicals that is very adapted.
100%.
It's absolutely.
There's
it's
a
really
single
interesting
page.
when you watch it. It's interesting how Robert Horn and Yazbek, how they took the structure of the movie and really changed so many things, but then honor so many things. It's really clever.
Yeah, it's very clever and super smart.
Yeah.
And also 37 years ago, you didn't have to deal with things that we have to deal with today, which I think is really one of the best parts about the show is that we don't just kind of deal with it and we go head into it. The second it comes up, we deal with what's really going on.
Okay, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to deal with it.
Okay.
We're going to take a break first.
All right.
I'll be right back. We're going to deal with it.
We're going to water
Santino Fontana as he takes apart the set. And we are back with Mr. Santino Fontana, your Tootsie. And as we mentioned, it's different to do Tootsie nowadays. So the basic plot of Tootsie, Michael Dorsey is a struggling actor, which just sounds like, I don't think you've ever been that, but we're going to get to that. And really needs a job and finds out about an audition and decides to show up in drag.
Try to fool people that he is a woman.
So you can't just say he shows up in drag.
Well, no, everybody has
I feel like every word has to be very carefully chosen.
But art is to create conversation, so let's have it. I think everybody has a different definition of what drag is.
Okay.
So you have to be careful, especially in different groups, of what that means to them. Michael is trying to con people.
Right.
And I've said this before, but he starts with a con and he ends with a conscience. And he is trying to fool people, trick people.
Did you write that, by the way? That's really clever.
I didn't write it, but I did
really
say it off the cuff.
I like it.
A while ago. And I was like, that's good. And that's the truth. He's trying to con people.
Yeah.
I think drag to some, well, I'm not going to speak for different people, but people have different understandings of what that word means, and it means something different to them. He's trying to defraud people.
Right. Impersonating a woman.
Absolutely. In the way that Viola is trying to defraud people that her name is Cesario in 12th Night. I mean, it's as old as time, and he's putting on a costume.
It's addressed head on because immediately he's being told by his friends, like, this is wrong what you're doing.
Immediately.
You're taking an opportunity away from a woman.
What is Andy's line? Andy has this great line which stops the show every night. You have the audacity to take a job away from a woman by impersonating one.
Right.
And he also says something before that about right now when women are clutching their power back from between the legs of men, you have the audacity to do this.
Yeah. So is it fair to say, and I'm worried about every word I say.
See, but let's talk about it. So what are you worried about?
Can I say that you are in drag in the show?
You can say
Santino Fontana is in drag in Tootsie.
I am in a costume of impersonating a woman. I mean, I don't know. The word drag doesn't have a strong meaning to me, so I think of it like playing pretend. Like the floor is lava, I'm Dorothy Michaels.
Got it. I remember when you were cast in this, I was very, as I said, I'm a big fan of the movie. I was very excited for this musical for many years. I was waiting for someone to announce they were making this musical for many years. And then I was waiting to find out who was making it and then who would be in it. This has been a lot of anticipation for me.
Really? So, and you're definitely one of the people that we were worried about, like, oh, the people that love the movie, how are they going to feel?
And then when I heard you were going to be in it, I said, "Oh, that's a good idea." Like you, yeah. I was like, "Oh, I'm into that." And then I immediately was like, "What's he gonna look like as Dorothy Michaels?" Like I was obsessed with like this thought about it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of buildup for me before I saw it, wondering what you're. And now I'm just like, "Oh yeah, there he is." And you're in every subway stop, every trash can,
The buses.
every ad. Your Dorothy Michaels is everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you take pictures with her when you go by?
Not with her, no. I have, the other day there was a bus that passed, and then there were like 3 buses that passed, and I was like, okay, I gotta take a photo. Yeah, that's surreal, and it's surreal and bizarre.
They probably did this enormous photo shoot with you where you were doing all sorts of things.
We've done a couple, yeah.
Yeah. It's important to the plot that people believe
Yes.
that Dorothy Michaels is a woman.
Yes.
It's very similar to the Dustin Hoffman's look in the movie. I know it's been adjusted, but the basic.
Yeah, it has less to do with us, I think, in trying to respond to the image of him in the movie, and more what is the easiest to sell, what is going to make both me feel most like Dorothy, but also is going to be most likely for most people to buy it. And I think those things are similar. However, I will say William Ivey Long will point out over and over and over again that in the movie, he shows photos of like, it's almost always collars are up to here. And for us, we're, I have to shave my chest.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
How often?
Every day.
Are you shaving mid-show? I was actually wondering that.
No, but on 2 show days, I do shave between.
Because you're so masculine.
No, it's because my skin is light
hair
and
everywhere.
I have dark hair. That's why, which is a nightmare.
And you have quick changes, too. I met your dresser last
Endlessly.
night. She's like an angel.
She's an amazing person.
You
Lauren
really
Galatelli,
put her through it, I'm sure.
Lauren Galatelli, Brian Stromwasser, Michael Ferguson, Margot Lawless. I mean, there are so many people.
This is a big team.
Oh, it's like a pit. It's a pit crew. It's like a village with flashlights.
Wow.
We do fingernails. We do hair. We do makeup. We do glasses, lips, corset, dress, bra, shoes. And then the thing that I really want them to like have people follow us one time because first of all, it's never the same, and because something will go wrong. So a fingernail will pop, and I have to say like left pointer, or like I keep bleeding. We don't know why exactly.
You just bleed?
Stigmata. So there's a lot of. I also want to call the show Props the Musical because if you notice, there are 8 million props.
Yeah.
And I keep kind of getting snagged on. I don't know what.
This is dangerous.
It's fast. We don't have time. We don't have all day and like sit in the makeup trailer. Come in for your shot. We'll set up
comedy.
the lights. Oh, bing bang boom, baby.
Bang boom.
Yeah, we ain't got no time.
Yazbek tunes.
So it's like a war back there. It's a war movie. It is. It's like a war movie. There are people shouting. You can't really tell which direction you're facing. There's smoke sometimes. There's loud noises.
Wow.
There's a lot of people. You don't know who's on your side and who's not.
I didn't get any of that from. I didn't know that there was a war back there. You're coming out just fresh every time, so
It's
I
all
guess
fake.
you're pulling.
It's all fake.
You're a good actor.
Smoke and mirrors. Literally sometimes.
So what was the scariest thing about this role for you?
I didn't have anything that was really scary. I just wanted to make sure we did it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all, for women and for men who, I mean, I think, and I've talked about this before, but a playwright friend reached out to me, Winter Miller, who's a great playwright. She reached out to me and said, listen, I'm thrilled for you and I'm terrified for you. And she suggested we reach out to some feminists, which we did. I had lunch with Rebecca Tracer a couple of times and we've been emailing and even still. I read all of her stuff that she wrote. And my biggest thing was, how do you come to this story when you aren't, I think of myself as a progressive guy and a feminist. Right. I know a lot of people don't like labels and that means different things to different people as well, but I am 100% in favor of equal rights for all people. And if that makes me a feminist, then I am. Right. So depending on whose definition. That said, I don't know what I don't know. And I feel like everything that's happened in the last couple of years especially, I feel like a lot of men who are allies don't want to upset people. Right. And the danger there is we retreat and we back up and we get silent and suddenly we're doing no different than the people who are actually trying to rewind progress. So how do you become a part of the conversation respectfully, and you know what I mean? So, I mean, and that's been kind of the great thing about this, the kind of gift of this whole experience is it's woken me up in a way which I felt like I already was, but you know, we've got a long ways to go. And the great thing is we're doing it all with humor.
Right.
So people, I don't think they're realizing what we're able to kind of lay in throughout the show.
Okay, we're going to talk more to Santino Fontana after this break. We are back with Mr. Santino Fontana. It's good to see you, as always.
It's good to see you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's talk about your butt pads. Do you mind?
I would love to.
I'm fascinated by them.
There's nothing we can't talk about, Paul.
I love how open you are.
It's only your fear that's limiting the conversation.
I'm not afraid of your butt pads. Let's talk about the shape of them. They're really...
Well, you know why we have them?
To make your butt bigger.
No, to hide my mics.
Oh, okay.
Well, both things.
So it's not that you have a flat ass that they had to fix.
How dare you? How dare you? Would you say that to a woman? No, you wouldn't. But that said, I think it's both. It's both
So your mics are in your ass.
The mic was one of the first things William asked, which he's, you know, this isn't his first rodeo. He was like, where are we putting the mics? Because we've got 8 million quick changes.
Right.
War movie backstage.
Right.
Where are these mics? Where are the cords so we don't get snagged, so we don't lose, you know? And I said, we got to Shawshank them. So you know Shawshank Redemption? One of my favorite movies. So you know how Andy Dufresne hides the hammer in the Bible?
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He cut out the hammer in the Bible, so he hid the hammer. He closes the Bible. You open the Bible. There's the hammer inside the Bible. That's what it's like with the butt pad. So the butt pad, the mic is in the butt pad.
Bible, your butt.
Absolutely, baby. Amen. So the butt pad is in my butt pad holder. The mic is inside of it. You can't tell. And it hides the mic. It saves the mic. It protects the mic.
That William Ivey Long is a genius.
He is.
Now, he's famous for his spin-outs.
So
yeah, Laura Osses had a very
Siegfried and Roy.
famous one in Cinderella, and the ensemble does it.
I have one.
You got a spin-out?
How dare you? Yes. I do. In that same so the ensemble has
Oh, right.
one,
When you turn,
and then I turn with the fountain.
Yes, I know what you're talking
too.
about. Correct.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I have a couple like it, actually.
So I'm sure you've been in costume fittings with William Ivey Long before, but it was different this time. Different things happening.
Well, the first time he had me come down to the studio, they were like, he told me everyone was treating me a little strangely, not like they normally do. And I was like, what's wrong, guys? And they're like, how are you feeling? I was like, I feel fine. They're like, okay. And then they showed me all of these boards that they have in his studio where he had taken celebrities, Julia Louis-Dreyfuss, Tina Fey, women that he felt like I could be related to.
Oh, interesting.
But he cut out my face and their face, and then there was a whole sequence of photos where he literally combined them. So like my eyes were on their face, or their eyes were on my face.
Like when people merge for babies to find out
what their baby's
going to
look like. Yeah. And he was like, how does this make you feel? And I was like, strange, but whatever. And he was like, we all thought you would start crying. I was like, no, I'm not going to cry. I feel fine. It's strange. I mean, and you know, the very first fitting, he had one of Marin Maisie's dresses from something, and they were working on, and he was like, I think you can do the Marin. And I was like, I don't know. Do we have the strength? And he put me in it, and she, of course, looked so much better in it. But it worked. Like, he saw the beginnings of like what we can get away with.
So Michael Dorsey, this guy you play, he's kind of a pill. He's not nice in the beginning.
However,
I want to compare him to Santino Fontana as a...
Sure, I'm happy to. I mean, I think, listen, Michael Dorsey has no emotional intelligence.
Okay.
And he is unaware, I think, of other people's feelings.
Right.
Which is, I feel like the reason I'm an actor is so that I could give voice to characters that need someone to tell their story. Mm-hmm. So that is a big difference of who we are.
Right.
He also doesn't understand that in order to get what he wants, even if he's right, the way he's trying to get what he wants is not gonna work. Mm-hmm. But he is right, which is also a testament to Robert Horn and everybody at the show that, like, he has an audition where he has a dead dog and he's like, Mom, Dad, the dog died. And the director's note is, can you do it happier?
Right.
What? Why? Now, he's being difficult, but he's right. That director's bad.
Yes.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, he doesn't suffer fools.
No, he doesn't suffer fools. He tells people what he thinks is correct, and almost all the time, in terms of art, he's right.
Right.
in terms of interpersonal stuff,
But that doesn't work when you're like building a career in show business, right? You can't do that. You have to be all about teamwork, especially
think
when
so.
they always talk about the lead in a Broadway musical. It kind of has to lead the company.
Absolutely.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that responsibility?
I mean, in school, I love that though, because I feel like, you want to take care of the people that you care about, and at a certain point you realize your responsibility in that, if you're given the opportunity. And I've been in rooms and work scenarios on both sides of that, where you feel like, oh no, we're doomed.
Right.
Or you see people do things that you're like, remember that, because you're never gonna, wow, that's going in the book.
I want to read that book. Are you working on that book?
Yeah, but a lot of people have to die. No, it's not. I'm kidding. It's not really that many experiences. I've been very lucky. I really have had, the majority of experiences have been great.
Are you also a person who prepares a lot?
Yeah.
Will you be writing a Tony speech?
No.
No, just wing it if that happens. How you feeling about Tony night?
I
You've
don't
done this
have
before.
a lot of feelings about it.
You were nominated for
Listen,
Cinderella.
I think I've been lucky enough to be around for a while now, so I feel like I kind of get the lay of the land.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly lucky and grateful for what I get to do. And to get to do it with such a great group as this experience has been, that's the prize. So I think any award recognition is fantastic for both the show and for the company, and to help all of us hopefully continue to be able to do what we love in the future in other shows and in this one. And that's what's most important to me. It just is. That's not taking away, it all means different things to different people again, but and I'm incredibly flattered and honored. But Papa's got a show to do, I got stuff I gotta go work on that.
Bleed for your art.
I gotta go make sure I don't bleed more. And like, oh, this moment isn't working as great as that used to, or this, how can I have an idea, what about, that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Everyone can go see you at the Marquee Theater every night. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to cheer you on the Tony Awards, and I'll see you very soon.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.